Hey, what's up? It's Jeff here. I have a video online that's gotten a lot of shares, a lot of views, a lot of attention. It's one of the most shared videos of anything that I've done. It's been shared over 1,000 times, and especially if you look through the comments, almost the vast majority of the comments, almost every comment it seems, is somebody tagging their significant other. And the video is about practicing communication in relationships. And some people are tagging a whole groups of people, they're all their friends. And it's really just been one of the most popular videos I've done that people really resonate with this idea of like slow, deliberate practice in communication to become effective over time. So the concept of the video was like, you know, the piano is kind of this metaphor for like communicating in a relationship. It's all laid out right there. It seems like it should be really easy, like what I want, what he or she wants, you know, the other party's wants, and like it should just be easy a lot of times to just communicate and share. And that's kind of like the piano, right? It's all right here. It should just be easy. But if you want to get to where the right hand, you, and the left hand, the other person, or either way, you know, or flip that, it doesn't matter, to where you can really move quickly in sync and make something beautiful together, then you actually learn to, in piano, you learn to play fast by practicing slow, right? Because the hands, there's something called chirality, where the hands are a mirror image of each other. So when you play a scale together, your pinky and your thumb operate at the same time, and then your fingers go, and then here you'll transfer to your thumb, but this one you go to your second finger. So it's not your hands aren't actually doing the same thing. They're doing the opposite of each other, even as they move together in sync. So you have to practice and build up to being able to play fast and even. So that was the whole concept of the video, and that practicing communication is the same way, that when you learn to speak in an authentic, balanced, transparent, non-power positioning and postured way, and interact and all the things that go into relationship communication, that it's like clunky at first, right? And you have to get your ego out of it, and it's clunky. And so you want to practice slow, and you kind of got to give the other party and ask from them as well for yourself permission to be slow, clunky, and awkward as you're trying to build up this fluid, natural behavior of communicating effectively, and sort of, you know, reciprocity and all that. But I've watched that video. I like that video a lot. But what I realize is that video is incomplete. There's a whole other level of communication, and the best way I know to sum this up is, and it definitely starts, just like music, it starts with the fundamentals, right? Playing your scales, working in harmony, working in concert together. And that's, you know, all the things I was talking about, you know, communicating on an even plane, no positioning, how you express, you know, don't express your opinions like they're facts, don't express your wants like they're needs or demands, like just things that go into healthy, balanced communication. That's the foundation. But where things get really, really beautiful, and I'm going to use Chopin as my example of this, because Chopin so great at this, is when the two parties move from, first of all, you have independence, which is like each hand doing what it wants, right? So this hand is playing a C major scale, and this hand is playing chopsticks. It's just chaos, right? And then you have the next from independence, then you have dependence, or when you kind of get rigid and it's precise and it's accurate, but nobody wants to listen to scales all day, right? So the place you want to get to ultimately in communication is what they call interdependence, where each party can truly be its own free, expressed, manifested party, but you're always moving sort of in awareness of the music that's being made together, and ultimately towards the end goal, you know, the final cadence of whatever that is. Like everything's moving to that point together, right? But there could be all kinds of, you know, in between. But the reason I bring up Chopin is because Chopin's so beautiful at putting the two pieces together, I actually try to make my marriage like Chopin. And I'll give you an example. So I travel a lot, I speak a lot, I have kind of a fast-paced here and there on the go lifestyle. So you could reasonably say that like my lifestyle and my work and my business is very sort of fast moving, and so I'll use this melody as an example of like my lifestyle. I need to practice, and then much like this, I need to practice. Okay, so that'll be my lifestyle, right? And then you have like my wife, who, now one of the things you'll notice about that is if I count the time, it was 16th notes. 1 and then 2, or 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So I'm breaking each beat into 4 parts. Now, my wife's lifestyle, she's home, she takes care of the kids more, we travel together. Sometimes we'll flourish together, but sometimes she's doing more softer kind of things. So I'll use the base of this as her lifestyle, for example. It's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and, right? Now, either of these by themselves, if I just sit down at a piano and go, you're like, oh, that's cool, right? And if I play this by itself, oh man, that's so tranquil, it's so relaxing, right? Like that's my wife, she sets everyone at ease. And each party's free to be itself. What happens when you put it together, right? And again, I've been working on this piece that long, so we're not expecting perfection, and I thought about I should wait and shoot this video once I've really got it under my fingers. And I'm like, no, that's kind of the point. It's like, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? But let's put those together. And before I start, listen to the time. So the time's broken into threes. They're not even moving in the same pulse. Taking the 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and putting it over the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and taking the grouping of 4 and putting it with the grouping of 3, which are two totally different ways of approaching the pulse. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? That's the dance of a relationship. My movement in 16th notes shouldn't want her movement to also be in 16th notes. I should embrace the fact that she's moving in triplets. Because when I put us together, if we were the same, if I tried to... It's not the same. It's when it's different. You get that juxtaposition of time. That's what beauty happens. So you're in a relationship, and look, I probably took a little longer to make this point than I needed to because I actually just love playing music, so I get kind of caught up in it. But listen, if you're in any kind of a relationship, obviously starting with like marriage and romance and stuff, but really any relationship, the goal is not to get everybody locked into sync. The goal is to get everybody locked exactly into their own time, their own melody, their own line, everything that they were fully engineered to be when they were placed as a created being on this earth. And then for you to dance with them, doing exactly the same for yourself, and the relationship, the juxtaposition, the tension and release, the dissonance and the consonance between the two, that's actually what makes beautiful music. When you get around a couple that has mastered this as two interdependent, fully, individualized parts that are together because they love operating in the same time. It's literally the right-hand line and the left-hand line. They're on the same page because they've just decided they love being together in the same piece of music, not because they're forced to fit together. That is the beautiful music, right? And I think that's what we should be striving for in our relationships. We don't want the other person's line to be the same as ours. Otherwise, it just becomes playing scales. Nobody wants to listen to that. All right? Thanks for your time.